Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for June 19th, 2021, with your hosts, Peacebreaker2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hi.
We have all the E3 to talk about.
Yep.
Even the pre-E3 thing of Summer Game Fest, because that's technically not E3, according to Jeff Keighley, but fucking whatever.
Did it happen E3 week?
It happened like the Friday before E3.
Then it counts.
Yeah.
It's E3.
So yeah, just to let you folks know, we're not going to go super in-depth into every press conference, or every showcases, I'm going to call them, because they're not really press conferences, they're showcases. So, yeah, if we skim over some stuff from some of these, and skim over some in general, because not all of them are here, because there wasn't anything to talk about with them, that is why. So before we get into all that, also, no releases this week, or quick draws, because I also didn't put in one, but we have enough to talk about, so. Tommy, you been playing anything interesting the last couple weeks?
Well, I have been playing Slay the Spire.
Ooh.
I feel like I was getting closer to getting to the point of getting through the second boss. But yeah, I keep screwing up. I feel like I play too aggressive.
I feel that way sometimes in dicey dungeons. But yeah, I've seen a lot of Slay the Spire. There's also a really extensive mod community for that, so I think you can get a deck of whatever in that game.
It's through PS Now, so it's not like I've got a way to technically mod it.
Yeah.
Also, you said last couple of weeks, technically it'd have to be last 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks.
Yeah. I realized I suck at Bomberman.
Oh, you tried the Bomberman Battle Royale? Oh, good. I'm not the only one. I suck at it too.
And I'm not too good at the Pac-Man one either.
Yeah, feels like I'm only good at the Tetris one, and that's it.
Same.
It also doesn't help that I feel like there's probably going to be a meta with the Bomberman one, since all the different Bomberman have different abilities and stuff.
Yeah. That's what I kind of feel like too. Yeah, it kind of makes me miss the SMB one.
Yeah.
I wish Nintendo hadn't have done the dumb and pulled the plug.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I get it, but it feels like a dumb. And it almost makes me wonder why no one else has thought of doing something like that.
Yeah.
Because I would have to think it wouldn't be that hard to set up like BizHawk or something to do something similar to that.
Yeah, I'm sure someone can pull this off.
I mean, granted, nothing would be as fluid as what Nintendo had, but still.
But anything else?
I've picked up Crash 4.
How is the fourth Crash?
I literally just picked it up, so. I feel like I'm gonna hate myself, like normal. Because, yeah, I suck at Crash.
I tried out the Age of Calamity DLC.
And
I think that there's a little more to it than I think what the description gives. Weirdly. So when you first boot up the game with the DLC, you get access. I think you either get direct access or you have to do one thing to unlock more or less the lab. And the lab is more or less like a skill tree setup thing where you unlock upgrades to the runes, upgrades to your apples, the ability to just buy apples so you can refill like your health refill thing that you can use in the middle of combat. I think you can do something to make the rods, you can get more uses out of the rods. And that's where the two weapons in the new character you can play as, because with this half of the expansion pass, you get the flail for Link, the motorcycle for Zelda, and you get a guardian you can play as. The guardian is actually the last thing you'll unlock. It's at the very end of the skill tree. And you pretty much have to go through both ends of it with like both the weapons in order to get to the guardian. You don't have to do everything to get the guardian, but you have to do like a lot of stuff to get to the guardian to unlock it. The DLC also introduces like new things you're going to be picking up at the end of missions and stuff that are just for its skill tree and just for its upgrades, because both of the weapons still get the same like on the map, here's the thing to get bonus combo, here's the thing to get bonus damage, etc., etc. There's also an assortment of missions that come from this DLC. Some of them are just for grinding. Like, there's one that you're just going into, like, the Yiga hideout and just gathering rupees. You're just killing enemies to get rupees and stuff. Another is just to KO enemies. I don't think I've ran into any others, but they're all... Some of them are in that vein, some of them are just, like, new missions, like, newer, harder difficulty missions. Then there are the... I forget. It's more or less hard mode enemy missions. They'll pop up on the map occasionally. I think can only be like 3 on the map before they kind of like time out and another one takes its place somewhere else on the map. But those missions, you have to do them to get a specific material for the skill tree, and they're also like hard enemies, so they're like level like 70 something is what they expect you to go in with that. But they usually have like a big enemy at the end that is either really tanky or like has a lot of health, so it takes forever to kill them, and they get like other bosses to spawn in with them throughout the battle, so you have to deal with those. They can get out of hand real quick. But I like the flail. I like the motorcycle more because it's dumb. It's dumb and I love it. And I love that Zelda called dibs. Unfortunately, you unlock the motorcycle second. You'll unlock the flail first. Just kind of in the progression of the skill tree. There's not much else. Oh, all of the new missions and stuff on the map do not count towards like the progress meters for the different regions. They don't count for those. So if you're hoping like do these to get bonus or like to get closer to those, that doesn't count. Which is dumb, but well, whatever. I'm on like the last bar of every single region at the moment. I got back into Final Fantasy XIV a little bit.
And
I feel like I didn't make that much progress in it. It's really hard for me to get into 14 because I'm like, I know this game is cool and stuff, but I'm in the part of the game that is boring and not interesting. And I'm stuck doing a whole bunch of side quests because I'm like, I don't know where I need to be for the main quest at the moment. I don't even know if I'm properly leveled for the main quest at the moment. So yeah. I also got back in the SWTOR to try to round out the Trooper playthrough I was doing on stream, because I never finished that, because I got the quest, and then it was like, level up again, and I'm like, ah, fucking hell. And I never did that off stream to do that, the rest of that on stream. And it's been like over a year, so... So I'm pretty much finishing up that off stream. Don't think I've done too much else. I finally got the box in that I had ordered like 2 months ago. That finishes out my backlog of Soto.
nice.
So that's one thing done for this year. I just need to sit down and play some games this year at some point. Like the bottom of the list is being like, hey, finish up Wonderful 101. Hey, finish up Persona 3 FES. Because like those games I've had like half done for an eternity, and I should really finish them. But yeah, I got cross build, I got the Birth set, which is Birth, Proto, and the Claw system, and I got the Genesis Rider set, which is Duke, Sigurd, and Marika. I haven't done up everything. The only things I haven't done up are Sigurd and Duke, because I didn't feel like doing all 3 of them in one day, especially 3 Sonic Arrows, because I have done enough Sonic Arrows to death at this point. I never want to sticker another one if I can help it.
Fair.
Because I do agree with, I think it was Blade Raider on the Soda Pop Discord of, there are too many goddamn Sonic Arrows spread across too many riders after a while. Because, like, all of Gaim's Gemba forms use the Sonic Arrow. All of the Genesis riders use Sonic Arrows. Or anyone who uses a Genesis driver uses a Sonic Arrow. So that's 5. I think like the Savior uses a Sonic Arrow. Someone else uses a Sonic Arrow too, and that's like too many Sonic Arrows. There needs to be more unique weapons.
Yeah.
But I got that in today, and I got in 2 more issues of the Batman Fortnite comic that I've slowly been getting. I don't really want to talk about it till it's over, so I can have like a full thought on it. So it's like, it's a thing that exists. I don't know how much this contributes to the Fortnite story, because I really didn't think Fortnite had that much of a story to start with.
I mean,
Great.
it has a story.
I know, but I don't know. I don't like this idea of like obscuring your story so hard you have to like fucking dig to understand it. I don't particularly care for that. Yeah, there is not much else from me, so shall we get into all the E3 stuff that I had?
Guess so.
That somehow one website didn't have all the recaps.
Well then.
Yeah, so we're gonna be bouncing around different places for a while. So first up, Summer Game Fest, hosted by Jeff Keighley, debuted on like Thursday actually, and it had a smorgasbord of games. They kicked off with Wonderlands, which is a spinoff of the Borderlands series, but more fantasy based, but still the same like looter shooter gameplay. So yay! The thing I got really interested in is, you know, Metal Slug, right? The 2D action game.
Feel like I do, but it's not ringing a bell at the moment.
Okay, well, they're making a tactics game with Metal Slug. And you can wishlist it on Steam. It doesn't have a release date yet, but it looks really good. It might just be that I'm really in the mood for a tactics game. And oh boy, did this E3 give me a bunch of tactics games to be excited for, except for the Marvel one, because it didn't get announced at all. But yeah, this looks really good. It was probably like the one thing I was really excited for coming out of Summer Game Fest. And then this... God damn it. Oh, so you remember Death Stranding, right?
Yes.
Okay, apparently Kojima's not done with it, and we are getting a director's cut of the game at some point in the future.
How is the man not done with it?
How is there a director's cut of this game?
That
How?
don't surprise me.
Like, all the trailer shows is that we're probably getting some indoor Metal Gear Solid-like stealth segments, and that was it. Nothing else. And I'm like, fucking what? Why? So this game still exists. Let's see what else. Jurassic World 2 or Jurassic World Evolution 2 got announced. So you get to go make your own park. Apparently it's post like Fallen Kingdom, so you're dealing with dinosaurs out in the wild. What else? New season for Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. Salt and Sacrifice. I think a sequel to Salt and Sanctuary got announced. Smite is doing a crossover with Stranger Things, which I guess they'll just do crossovers with whoever. Two Point Campus. If you remember, like, 2 Point Hospital was like a hospital, like, Sims-like game. Here you can make your own college. My only comment was, can I do it to where no one gets student debt? Can that be a thing? Can that be an option? Because fuck that. Payday 3 is coming 2 years from now. I hope you're not ready for Payday 3 because it's going to be a while. Fast and Furious content is coming in the Rocket League apparently this past week. Dark Pictures' new game got a bit of a look. The new Tales of game got a trailer. Monster Stories 2 got its first of like 3 looks across 3 different showcases. Because it got looked at here, it got looked at the Capcom one, and then it got looked at Nintendo again. And they actually did an extensive demo at Treehouse for Stories 2. It looks good. I tried Stories 1. It doesn't work on 3DS emulator.
I mean, fair.
Like, it's kind of unplayable. So, I think if I want to try out this, I'm just rather just play Stories 2. Two characters got their redesign shown off for Overwatch 2. Fall Guys is getting a 2B skin with a Nier collaboration. Elden Ring ended the show because we haven't seen Elden Ring in forever. Only the one little teaser, but we got gameplay. You can ride a horse, and it's a magic horse that can disappear, and you can do combat off of it disappearing and stuff. It looked like a Souls game, if I'm being honest. So I'm happy for everyone who's looking forward to this. There's nothing here for me, to be honest. Yeah, anything stand out to you in any of this?
No, not really.
Yeah, it was a show. It was a thing. There was like one thing I was excited for. So we should move on to Ubisoft. Speaking of only being excited about one thing. So Ubisoft did their showcase on Saturday. There's a lot of things here, most of which I'm not interested in.
A lot of things to unpack.
Yeah.
None of it real interesting.
Well, we're getting a single-player co-op focused Rainbow Six game based off Siege called Rainbow Six Extraction. More or less.
Actually sound kind of cool.
It's like, weirdly, it's one of like 4 different 4-player co-op zombie-based games coming like at this E3. Because it's this, Back 4 Blood, Redfall, which we'll talk about in the Microsoft one. There was another one. Oh, Evil Dead. The Evil Dead one is exactly the same thing, because it's 4-player co-op. Like, what the... When did everyone land on 4-player co-op zombie thing as the thing to do? And all at the same time. But Extraction pretty much has, I think, all the same systems as Siege, more or less. Just you're fighting AI. But your operators can apparently, if they die during a mission, they get captured and you have to go rescue them in order to get them back to play as them. So there's like a weird risk reward with that of, oh no, I lost my best operator. I guess I'll go get my second best one and go rescue it. Like, I'm not sure how difficult it is to go rescue an operator. So it's a weird thing. Rocksmith Plus is coming out. It's got like a subscription service. It's a music game. Moving on. Riders Republic is pretty much an extreme sports game. Yay! It kind of looked fun, but I don't know. I guess coming from SSX, I miss the style SSX had, and this game just doesn't have that. And like no game in this genre has had that since like SSX, not even SSX itself. So I don't know. Siege is getting crossplay and cross progression within the next year. We got a reminder that Ghost Recon Breakpoint exists. Just Dance 2022 comes out in November. It does not come out on the Wii U though. It's only for like the current slate of consoles. They did not go like 3 generations back for Just Dance this year. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is getting DLC. Far Cry 6, as a part of like its initial season pass of DLC, lets you play as the previous 3 villains from the Far Cry games. In hell, I guess. Or something, I don't know. The big thing that was announced, Mario plus Rabbids is getting a sequel next year. But we're getting Rabbid Rosalina. We're getting some like new guns, like a umbrella with a cannon on top of it, a bow, like dual pistols, and it's not going to be grid based. It's going to be more like area based on your movement. Which, to be honest,
I don't know how I feel on that one.
It's not going to play that different. Valkyria Chronicles does the exact same thing, so it won't be that different.
Well, the main reason why I'm like, I don't know how I feel on that is because I kind of feel like I like the grid base.
Yeah. Based off the footage we saw of the gameplay, it seems like you still have like your normal like ring of you can move around in here. It just won't be locked to a grid. And that's kinda it. Although you can pick up the bombs and throw them at people. But not much more on that besides, hey, this exists. I'm happy. I'm happy this is getting a sequel. I was really happy that they talked to developers about this and they emphasized like, holy shit, this game did really good for us. We really want to knock it out of the park again. And I am happy for them. I am happy that they nailed it with this game. And lastly, do you remember the Avatar movie?
Yep.
The blue alien one.
Yep.
Not Last
the
Airbender.
Not the bad Avatar, the good Avatar.
Yeah, So Ubisoft's making a game based on the universe of that movie called Frontiers of Pandora. There's nothing in this trailer, it's all CG, but it's the Avatar movie that made all the money and made enough money to be the top of the ever until Avengers came out and knocked it off. And then James Cameron got upset that his Blue Alien movie wasn't top anymore. And then it became a dick measuring contest between the two of them to claim the top of this arbitrary listing.
That I think it took back.
It did. So yeah, this exists. I don't care. I don't know who honestly cares. The most I remember about this movie has nothing to do with the movie. It has everything to do with, in a physics class at my college once, I had to do a lab based on the 3D of this movie. That was it. Like, literally, that was it. And that's the most I remember about this movie. And I saw it in theaters.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say this could be somewhat decent until I read that it's the first person one. It's like, third person I might could see this doing good. First person,
I mean, they did a third person Avatar game and it wasn't good. So... By the way, yes, there was a third-person Avatar game several years ago.
I mean, yeah.
This isn't even the first Avatar game.
Yeah, but it got re-released, so we got to do a new game.
It's supposed to get a sequel whenever the fuck that's gonna get made. All right. It's time for Microsoft plus Bethesda. Can we just put a hard rule that no showcase is allowed to go over an hour?
I mean, no.
Because, for reference, the Microsoft Bethesda showcase was an hour and a fucking half.
Yeah, but say it took care of both of them.
Bethesda was barely in it. Bethesda had like 10 minutes. It was mostly Microsoft.
I mean, But it was both of them, so that means that it only took 45 apiece, right?
No.
You know that's the thought behind it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you half of the shit that was here without this list. And most of it I was not interested in, so that tells you how much I'm invested in Microsoft as a brand. So, Starfield is coming out next year, and they showed the CG trailer. You remember Starfield? That game that was supposed to come out after Elder Scrolls 6, I think? Was it supposed to come out after Elder Scrolls 6 or before Elder Scrolls 6?
I don't know because I don't even remember it.
Okay. It's Bethesda's sci-fi RPG. With space and starships and guns.
So it's Bethesda's take on trying to do a Star Wars game without it actually being called Star Wars.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
But like I said, CG trailer didn't give us too much. Moving on. Stalker 2 got gameplay and stuff shown for it. I liked what I saw because it was a nice, like, here's a bit of story, here's a bit of character, here's a bit of gameplay. Yay. Sea of Thieves is getting a Pirates of the Caribbean update with Captain Jack Sparrow. So, yay. Yakuza Like a Dragon and other Bethesda titles are coming to Xbox Game Pass. So, hey, more value for Game Pass. That's cool. Contraband is apparently a co-op smuggling game from Avalanche, but there was nothing in the trailer, so I just now found out that it's actually supposed to be co-op. 12 Minutes got another trailer after it's been at, like, I think this is the third straight E3 it's been at, and it's still not out, so yay. Do you even remember what 12 Minutes is?
Nope.
Oh, it's that top-down time loop game where you're trying to prevent you and your wife from being murdered by people breaking into your house. Fallout 76 has an update called, or no, not the Pit. My bad. It has a Brotherhood of Steel update called Steel Rain, and its next expansion will be the Pit, which is Pittsburgh from Fallout 3. So, yay for people who like Fallout 76. Battlefield 2042 got some gameplay shown off for it. Their big gimmick is weather. I have to wonder how dynamic that weather is, because they showed a map with like a big tornado going through it, but they didn't really show it killing anyone, I think. It only showed it like touching some stuff and people. I have to wonder, okay, does this take different routes through a map depending on like when it decides? Does it actually kill you? Does it actually damage the map at all? I have questions. Elder Scrolls Online is getting an enhanced version on consoles for Series X and PS5 a few days ago. Somerville is you and your family surviving an alien invasion. It looked alright. Party Animals, which is this arena fighter, like, janky game, more or less. Like, it's jank on purpose kind of game. I've seen, like, the Tom Fox and them play it. Psychonauts 2 is dated for August. Got some more gameplay shown off. Halo Infinite! They reiterated that the multiplayer is free to play, and it is coming this holiday. And they also showed a cutscene of the campaign, where we are introduced to Cortana 2, and told that, by the way, we're not dealing with Cortana as the villain. She was killed off screen. I guess.
Actually, the way it kind of is implies that no, she never was killed.
Of course she wasn't. So yeah, Halo Infinite is the thing. Like the multiplayer being free to play is cool. I forget who said it. I think it was somebody from Giant Bomb. It was like, yeah, it's free to play, I guess, to get people off of Master Chief Collection and onto this.
That's all it is.
Yeah. The multiplayer got a more extensive look. The weapons have physics, so you can throw grenades at them to toss them up in the air, and you can grapple hook them. I think I maybe saw in the clip you assassinate someone and you can immediately pick up their gun. So that might be a thing. The overshield and I assume the active camo are now pickups that you can choose when to activate. They don't automatically activate once you touch them. But if you don't activate them and die, they do drop. So someone can pick it up off your dead body if you don't activate it. There's a Warthog with no turret and a place you can put stuff on the back called the Razorback. More or less, it looks like your capture the flag vehicle of choice, because you can put the flag in it and have everyone use their guns. We're getting ordnance drops for Halo Infinite's multiplayer. They did a lot of customization. You can do a custom AI, or you can customize your AI along with all your armor and stuff. And there's a training academy you can do to, I guess, get better at Halo. So, yeah. Halo Infinite's a thing. Oh, and you can sign up for the beta.
Oh,
Have you signed up
a
for
beta?
There's going to be a beta and you can sign up for it.
Ah. No, I have not signed up yet.
No. I tried to, and then I'm like, I can wait. It's gonna be free to play. I can wait to try this out. Maybe it's just 5 making me not super excited for this.
Maybe.
Because, like, Cortana 2 is just it is literally a thing we were joking about, like, a couple years ago. Of being like, oh, they'll just make you a new Cortana, and they'll give it to you, and we'll just move on.
I mean, to be fair, it should have been expected.
Yeah. It's not like they're going to give you a new AI. No, they'll just give you a new Cortana. Who's in a spiffy uniform, like UNSC uniform, instead of whatever you would call she was wearing it before now. Yeah, anything else for Halo?
No.
Alright, Hades is coming to Game Pass and the like for PlayStation, Xbox, I think physically in August. A Plague Tale Requiem, a sequel to the original Plague Tale, is coming out next year. Diablo 2 Resurrected comes out September 23rd. We have a snowboarding game that's just a regular snowboarding game called Shredders. We have Replace. What was this? Oh, this is this neat looking like a 2D adventure game that has like pixel art or pixel sprites. I like this. This looks cool. It comes out next year on Game Pass. Slime Rancher 2 was announced and it's coming next year. Atomic Heart, I don't think I actually caught this. I think I caught like the last like 3 seconds of this. but it's a shooter. It looks kind of cool. Grounded, the Honey I Shrunk the Kids game, is getting an update where you go fight a giant spider. And I forgot that this game has an arachnophobia setting to where you have a slider for how much the spider can look like a spider for you to be okay with it. Since you're dealing with giant spiders, you can make it. You pretty much at the end of it make it just look like a big circle with like 2 eyes. The Ascent was shown off again. Among Us announced 15-player lobbies that is already out. So, hey, I started to watch a game of 15 players, but I'm like, oh, this is too many people talking. Oh, nope, I can't handle this. This is too many people talking at once for me. Age of Empires 4 is coming out in October. Outer Worlds 2 was announced, with the trailer making fun of CG trailers. So, good on them. Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming to the Series X and S July 27th. And it's getting a Top Gun crossover event, because you remember how we're getting a Top Gun movie at some point?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we gotta do a crossover with Top Gun. Forza Horizon 5 had like 20 goddamn minutes of them demoing racing gameplay and talking about how pretty the game looks, and I just stopped caring after a while. I don't care. I don't care that you filmed the sky for 24 hours so you can get a realistic skybox. I don't care. I just want to know how the game plays. Ooh, this looked cool. Yuden Chronicle. It kind of reminds me of Octopath Traveler. It doesn't have the same art style, but it's in the same vein, where it's kind of like 2D-ish sprites on a really detailed 3D background. But this looked pretty cool. I like this. But that is slated for 2 years from now. But apparently they got spin off next year. And lastly, Redfall, which is coming from Arcane, who do... Fuck, what does Arcane do? Now I don't remember. Dishonored and all that. They're working on a 4-player co-op shooter with like hero shooter elements in terms of powers, but instead of zombies, it's vampires. And this comes out like summer of next year. So I hope you're ready for 4-player co-op games, because you're getting a bunch of them within the next year. And that was the Microsoft one. Does anything stand out for you?
I mean, besides the Halo, no.
Fair. Like a couple things, but they were like smaller titles that I'm like, oh, I wonder how this will go. And that was it. So, poo. Alright, us. Fucking Square Enix. So, you remember how nobody likes Marvel's Avengers?
And how they're content with keeping on pushing more.
Right, because we're getting a Black Panther expansion and they showcase that, but also Eidos Montreal are doing a Guardians of the Galaxy game that is single player, but you also still control the other members of the Guardians, and you get to do dialogue choices and stuff in the game to try to like keep the team from tearing itself apart, I guess, because it's like less than a year than they from when they formed, so they're still relatively like don't like each other, more or less. There's a lot of arguing in the big demo they did, and I kind of didn't like how much they were arguing with each other. Because I'm like, even the MCU Guardians, who weren't even that long, like together for that long, didn't argue as much as these people do.
Yeah.
And I also kind of don't like that it's a directional pad to choose one of the four, and then it's a button press to use a power that then happens. I kind of don't like that. I wish they were just AI controlled, instead of you trying to give them like 12, like all these different commands, because it breaks up your combat really hard, where you're just pausing to do a thing and then you get to do something to try to follow up on it. I kind of wish you could just make the AI just do whatever, instead of you having to tell them to do everything. But yeah, they showed that off. A pixel remaster of the first 6 Final Fantasies is coming to Steam and mobile. It's not getting a console release for some stupid reason. So if you want to play the first 6 Final Fantasies, more or less in their original form, here you go. Once more, a look at the Life is Strange Remastered Collection and Life is Strange True Colors. So, yay, empathy. I don't know what it is about True Colors, but them keep emphasizing her like empathic abilities. I'm just like, you make this sound like worse than it should be. You make it sound so boring. Babylon's Fall, which is being co-developed by Platinum, got shown off fully for the first time. And it's a live service game. God fucking damn it. Why do you gotta make Platinum make a live service game? Why you gotta burden them with that curse? Square. But the Black Panther expansion. But lastly, so you know how we've got like 2 Final Fantasies that people are like excited for, with like Final Fantasy 16 and like the 7 remake saga? What if we did neither of those? What if we showed you a new Final Fantasy game where your main hero is man in jeans? Are you excited?
No.
Are you there?
No.
Because we have Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, where man in jeans and 2 other people are mad about chaos and want to go kill chaos. And that was the trailer. And they tried to put out a demo and it was corrupted, but it got patched later and was fixable. And it seemed fine. It's from the Neo devs. If you remember what Neo is.
Nope.
Souls-like game. So this is essentially a Souls-like Final Fantasy game. But yeah, I don't care. I don't care about your potentially dumb, gritty reboot of a Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy 1, since fucking Garland is here as, I guess, the main bad guy or something. I don't fucking know. I don't care. Congratulations, Square. You've turned me off this game in 5 seconds flat. We are going through these faster than I thought we would. I probably should have did releases.
I mean, yes and no.
Yeah. Second to last, because the Take-Two one was them talking about stuff with the industry, which would be a good listen, but not really an E3 thing or a talk about games thing. I would say go give it a listen anyway. Also, it's a Zoom call, so it's a really good listen because there's nothing to watch. Capcom's just went over stuff that they've already talked about and already showcased, so like the Great Ace Attorney collection, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Monster Hunter Rise, an esports segment. Namco Bandai just was showing off Dark Pictures Anthology, but apparently showed nothing for it and just talked about it for 20 minutes, so... But apparently, something that wasn't on my list of things to watch or to look into was Freedom Games Showcase. And most of what they showed I was kind of interested in. What the hell? So first off, we have Dreamscaper, or Dreamscaper, which is like a top-down action game. Which, that looks kind of cool. I didn't see that at first. I think the first thing I saw was this Airborne? It wasn't Airborne Kingdom. But you also have Airborne Kingdom from them, which is a... Would you like to make your own airship, more or less? Or your own airship city? Which, that's kind of cool. And that's coming this year, actually. When is Dreamscaper coming out? August 12th. Are you in a Pokemon mood?
At the moment, not really.
Okay, because they have a Pokemon-like game called Koromon. That's more or less, hey, it's a Pokemon game with a very, shit, what is it? It was that farming game. Shit. Now I can't remember it. Stardew Valley. It looks very much like Stardew Valley in terms of its art style. But it'll be available next year on PC and Switch. There's also Cat Cafe Manager, which you make a cafe for cats. Or you make a cafe that has cats that people come to, eat food and stuff and pet cats. And they also have a animal shelter sim game. So you can make an animal shelter and you can help dogs get adopted and other pets get adopted. And like, hell yes. That sounds amazing. It's coming out probably end of this year. Slaughter League is... do you remember that Doritos game we used to play on Xbox Live?
Yes.
That in 3D. Which is more or less what Fall Guys does, but yeah. It's essentially just a wipeout, like, extreme elimination challenge. Those kind of games where you're just trying to run through a course as fast as possible and trying to dodge all the obstacles and not get knocked in the water. That's the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming out next year. Encanard? I don't know how to pronounce this game. Is a little top-down RPG. Looks kind of nice. I like the look of it. What really got me interested was Dark Deity, which is a Fire Emblem game. Someone just went and made their own Fire Emblem game. And I am incredibly on board with, hey, here's just an old style Fire Emblem. Hopefully with all the, like, good things that Fire Emblem has introduced that are good quality of life choices. But it doesn't have a release date yet. One Lonely Outpost is Stardew Valley, but in space. And you're making your, like, outpost on a planet. Lastly, Sands of Aurora is another little action game. Looks kind of cool. Looks like you have, like, maybe some driving around in the, like, a little ship thing on the desert. And then you got, like, a tower defense thing, the Tower Rush. So there was a lot of cool stuff here. I don't know why this didn't get advertised more. I'll be honest, this is like my second favorite like showcase of the E3.
I mean, fair.
Because it had like things I want to play, and that's all I ask for is things I want to play. But any thoughts on anything specific?
No.
All right, then let's spend 30 minutes talking about Breath of the Wild 2 then. Because that's just what's gonna happen. I might as well just skip to the end and work my way backwards. Because let's talk about Breath of the Wild 2.
I mean, the article kind of starts there too, so yeah.
So Breath of the Wild 2 finally got a gameplay showcase, and so you know how they've been promoting Skyward Sword recently with the like the HD release on Switch?
Yeah, this is why.
Yeah, because Skyward's back, and you're diving into Skyworld, and also Zelda got yeeted into a fucking ravine. So I guess the thought of her being playable is now incredibly questionable. Unless this is a fake out and she gets saved and there's more to it, but it doesn't help that we don't know a whole lot of what's going on with the story of this game.
I mean, we are kind of dealing with, I guess, for lack of a better term, Guardian Wars here. Thing is how Link's arm is Guardian tech now.
And also technically a Sheikah Slate from the looks of it, because when he uses a similar power to one of the Sheikah Slates, he's using just his arm.
Yeah, I did notice that. It's like, But if I'm not mistaken, isn't the Guardians the same kind of tech as the Sheikah Slate?
Yeah, it's all Sheikah tech.
So, yeah.
But yeah, in this trailer, we see Link get his arm attacked by Malice, and I assume it gets destroyed because it's the same arm that gets the Guardian arm attached to it. So I guess Link loses an arm in this. Maybe.
Say we have the hero of the wild, and now he's turned into the hero of the tech.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different instances in this trailer where he's got his hair, like, unkempt, and I've seen it be a theory of whether or not that's a suggestion that time passes between when we are down and we awaken Ganondorf and Link gets his arm eaten.
Okay, I almost think that what's gonna happen is we're gonna start the game out with probably something like what we originally saw teaser-wise, than
Yeah.
still exploring where Calamity Ganon was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be the thing that we saw in some of this. That's going to be where that happened.
Yeah.
Hyrule's going to rise into the air, hence giving the reason for Zelda to be, you know, yeeted into a ravine. And probably that with Link's arm's going to happen like right after we see Ganon reawaken.
Yeah.
So I could see there being a time skip. I could see all of that, us have a Zelda is quote unquote missing, and then the time skip. So I do kind of think that could be the idea. I'm gonna laugh when that actually is what happens too.
I kind of like this idea because it seems like Link's exploring a lot of this like Skyworld stuff, which apparently might have been a thing in Breath of the Wild, because apparently the dragons disappear into portals in the sky after they are done doing their laps. And there is a lot of like dragon architecture in the buildings and stuff we see in the Sky World. So apparently that's just been a thing the whole time and we've never noticed.
I would be fine with that, actually.
Mm-hmm. But also, I will point out, there are also instances on the ground where Link has his hair, like, normal. And I'm wondering if it's not just the armor, because the armor for Link does change his hair sometimes in Breath of the Wild. And it is apparently similar to an armor set in Breath of the Wild, with how his hair is. So there might not be a time skip, it might just be the armor.
I feel like there's at least going to be some form of a time skip. Like, maybe not a massive one, but at least some form.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, Link's not going to have his arm eat off by the malice just to magically have a guardian arm on him.
Well, we see him in the trailer undressed with the arm, I think, like, solidifying around on him. And I'm guessing some other part of the ruins or somewhere else. I saw a theory suggest that maybe we're mirroring Breath of the Wild 1, where Link just wakes up in a location by someone, probably Zelda again, telling him to wake up, we got shit to do.
I don't think so. I almost feel like with this one, because of the way we ended Breath of the Wild, we're actually going to start it in reverse. We're going to have both of them. The main catalyst for the story for 2 is going to happen. That's when we're going to see the stuff like Link lose his arm. That's when Zelda's going to be yeeted off the cliff and various things like that. And then the game's actually going to go proper.
Yeah. I think it's also, I'm not sure how confirmed this is, but it's been suggested that we should have seen one of the Divine Beasts in the trailer based off the locations, but we don't see them. So there's a big question of where the fuck the Divine Beasts are. Which is a fair statement because, like, we have 4 giant robots on our side. Why isn't Link calling them to be like, guys, I need your help. Can you come blow up something real quick for me?
Fair.
I need you to come blow up a corpse for me real quick.
But at the same time, I have to wonder if maybe it's a case of they're just not where we would expect them to be.
That's probably the case, where they're parked somewhere else.
Because we do kind of end Breath of the Wild with technically 4 new champions.
Yeah.
So to me, that doesn't feel like a good locked on point. It could just be they found a better method of hiding them away until they need them.
Yeah.
Which would make sense. Why would you have your big super weapons out in the open saying, look at me?
Yeah. Another thing, and weirdly it comes in with like the reverse vocals in the trailer, but something kind of like Rivali's Gale sends Link upwards, but through a platform, through some water, through like a water portal.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's an ability of the Sheikah or like the Guardian arm. At least I don't think the arm is glowing during this. Let me look real quick because I'm like at the spot.
I thought it did kind of have a sound similar to how a lot of that goes.
It might have.
Because that was one of those I was like, wait, are we going to get, instead of the abilities, we're going to kind of get those in rune form?
Maybe? Because we get like more or less a stasis, but it's reverse time stasis. Because the color is stasis, but it's going back along the path it went. Which, I will say this, a lot of people are theorizing there's time travel involved in this game. I don't know how concrete to believe that. Or how much I want to bet on that.
Naturally, I want to be like, oh no, they won't do anything like that. But then I look at Age of Calamity and I'm like, they so totally did a thing like that.
They totally stuck in time travel when we weren't looking. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could.
Because there's been a suggestion that like maybe we're playing as two different links. Like the link with the unkempt hair is technically the link from like the first Calamity that's in the tapestry and stuff, because it matches up there. And technically the second link is when we're on like regular Hyrule Field and all that. Because like we also know that like this is supposed to be a darker Zelda, but I'm like, how much darker are we talking? Because like it's not like Zelda 1 was that dark.
I'm wondering, would they maybe try to force Age of Calamity into canon?
Well, it's not like they need to do anything drastic to do that. Because all they have to do is have the champion say, by the way, I was in an alternate timeline for like a few days. I kinda saw a better future.
Well, I'm not even meaning as far as that. All they would have to kind of do would be have it be more of a case of something's happened in the timeline we've ended Breath of the Wild with that may also put something in limbo with the Age of Calamity timeline.
True.
That could explain two different versions of Link, but that wouldn't explain the arms persisting.
Yeah. Unless the arm was Link's originally to start with.
Maybe, but it seems weird to just shoehorn it in now.
True. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else.
I don't know how well time travel could go, seeing as how we have two separate timelines now with it.
True.
Because we are kind of leaning into the whole, for lack of a better, more recent terminology for it, a in-game like timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Where changing one thing really doesn't change the future, it more just makes a new timeline.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. If we start bringing in Age of Calamity into like proper Zelda game, I'm gonna demand that we get Linkle officially canon in a Zelda game in the future. I don't care how. I don't care which game. You're gonna make Linkle into a canon Zelda game. Those are my demands.
I mean, to be fair, I like the headcanon of Hyrule Warriors 1 as kind of, technically the prequel to Breath of the Wild, because of the simple fact that that's the only explanation for all three timelines merging.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I'm like, I kind of like that idea.
Yeah. Honestly, what I want is just Linkle from Hyrule Warriors to just show up in a Zelda game being like, oh, hi, I'm just here checking the timeline, just making sure nothing's going crazy and anything and stuff like that. Bye. Like, I just want Linkle to just show, because I secretly want Linkle and Lana to be like quietly working to make sure like shit don't go bad. That what Sia did doesn't happen again through anyone else. And like you could just have them just cameo in the background of just them observing timelines. But that'll never happen. They'll never make Linkle canon. They will never make my dumb child canon, and I am sad.
No, they never will.
I'm trying to think of anything else. The audio that is reversed this time is the Breath of the Wild theme. Like the main Breath of the Wild theme. So we went from the Game Over theme from like the original Legend of Zelda to now the Breath of the Wild theme. I'm guessing a third trailer will reverse something else. Because they've also said that they don't want to say what the title of this one is yet, because it will more or less it will reveal something about the game they're not ready to talk about. Is the short and long of it. I don't know what that would be at this point, but considering that they're being very hard secretive about this game anyway, it could be anything.
Yeah, that's what's kind of got me. Like, the only thing that I can think of is it has to pertain to our Sky World and or the dragons.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing we don't have a lot of information regarding. Because Link's arm clearly is Sheikah tech.
Mm-hmm.
So anything pertaining to that doesn't really seem like it'd be anything surprising kind of deal.
Yeah.
Based off of the first trailer, we know that Ganon's not dead, so really any kind of names tying to him doesn't really feel like it'd be something they should have to hold back.
Yeah, this guy's... It's clearly Ganondorf and everything but name at this point.
That, on top of this one, we see the catalyst why Zelda's not going to be around for the bulk of the game. that kind of doesn't lean me towards anything pertaining to her. So
Yeah,
it has to be the stuff that we have got so little information on.
I was gonna say, unless secretly we're setting up Zelda to have her own little adventure off on the side, and we cut back to her every now and again, or get a DLC expansion with her, and we find out what the fuck she was doing the entire game.
I wouldn't rule out the cutting back and forth.
Yeah.
Because I could completely see that happen. Getting Link up to a certain point and then it'd be like a meanwhile and play as Zelda for a bit.
Look, the only game in this franchise where Zelda is a playable character should not be something that Nintendo actively disavows. Zelda should be playable in a proper title. That should just happen at least once. And to be honest, it works for this Zelda.
Yeah.
Especially if this was her idea to start with, to go going around these ruins being like, what if we make sure the calamity never happens again? How about we go make sure it's dead? And then shit happens. She's like, oh fuck, Link's arm's gone. Oh no, what have I done? That actually could be the only other reason I can see the name hiding for a little while. Is if it's a case of we are going to be playing as both Link and Zelda, and the title reflects that to some degree. But I'm kind of leaning towards it's going to be our new stuff that we don't really have a lot of information about. Yeah.
Our not Skyward Sword reference.
Yeah, because wouldn't this technically be the first Skyward Sword reference in the game? Because I don't think there's another Skyward Sword reference in the game.
Technically, no. Because of one simple thing. And it's, you know, kind of the iconic simple thing.
Oh.
Master Sword.
Well, yeah, but...
I mean...
something uniquely Skyward Sword. But that was pretty much it for the Breath of the Wild 2. It is slated for next year. They didn't specify when. I'm willing to bet it'll probably be around the same date that the first one came out with, because they keep doing these little things that are like callbacks to the first one, and I'm wondering if they're not going to do it on like not necessarily the same day, but like around the same time Breath of the Wild 1 came out. If they can do it. Because apparently the Switch is selling like gangbusters enough to where Nintendo kinda is continuing to put the Switch Pro on the back burner. The spoilers, folks, no Switch Pro. The one thing we thought was gonna happen, nope.
That, or I'm highly doubting the Switch Pro is really even a thing.
Yeah, it does call into doubt the reports and stuff we've gotten, even though we shouldn't have had to, but who fucking knows?
Well,
also,
the main reason I'm kind of doubting it altogether is because if they did do that right now, we're going to be in the exact same boat the 3DS was in. But look at how long the 3DS was in production before we got the new 3DS. Yeah, we're getting close to that point. But I almost don't feel like they would do that. I feel like if anything, they would just make a new console.
Yeah, that's probably what they would do at this point. But on this segment, because they ended on a bunch of Zelda stuff, there's a Game & Watch that's Zelda themed that has 1, 2, and... I was on to say Link of the Past, but no, Link's Awakening. The original Link's Awakening. Not even DX Link's Awakening. Original Link's Awakening.
If it was Link to the Past, I would probably wind up buying it.
Yeah, I was thinking it was going to end up being Link to the Past, because there was like, here's Zelda 1, here's Zelda 2, and I'm like, Link to the Past? Nope, Link's Awakening. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. It's probably...
It's easier for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at that decision. It's just, yeah, that would have been a complete buy right there if it had had Link to the Past on it.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have even been a think twice kind of moment.
Also, they showcased like the first batch of the DLC for Age of Calamity. I talked about that at the start of the show, so it came out yesterday. You can go get it right now. Strange Brigade, which reminds me, I don't remember the name of it, but we played it on the Wii U, and it was like free to play. This reminds me of that. I honestly can't remember the name of it. But it's like a four-player co-op game in yet another sea of four-player co-op games. The Danganronpa trilogy plus a board game mini game that got expanded into a full game is coming to the Switch. Did they say when? Just later this year. And even though it's a collection, you can buy the titles individually. So if you want all of them, you can buy it that way, but you can also buy them all separately. Which, that's cool. I like that idea.
Yeah. It is better than the whole concept of, you can only get it XYZ way.
Yeah. And yet another tactics game that interests me. Fucking Advance Wars 1 and 2 are getting remade and released on the Switch this year. December 3rd, actually. It looks really good. I like the little toy soldier aesthetic it kind of has. I have never played an Advance Wars game. I'm probably picking this up and playing it on stream. The Fatal Frame game, Maiden of Black Water, that was on the Wii U, is now on the Switch. It's later this year. It's also coming to like all the other consoles and PC and stuff, so it's off the Wii U. Yet another title off the Wii U. I can't get over every time I see someone being like Xenoblade Chronicles X, and I'm like, that ain't fucking happening. Did no one read the interview where the people from Monolith Soft straight up said never, because we have to remake the game from the ground up?
You expect people to raid?
Apparently. I've told people that it's not happening. It's not happening. Monolith Soft has to remake the game from the ground up, and they would just rather make a new game. If you want Xenoblade Chronicles X, you're pretty much going to be waiting on Xenoblade Chronicles X2 at this point. That's what's happening. I'm about ready to bookmark that fucking article and literally throw it in people's faces every time I hear that, being like, it's not happening. Get over it. Literally, Nintendo probably has to pay Monolith Soft all the money for them to do it. And I'm pretty sure at this point, even Nintendo's like, can you make us another just regular Chronicles game? Can you make us Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Anywho, Shin Megami Tensei 5 got gameplay shown off for it. It looks really good. I've never played a proper SMT game. I might play this because it looks really good.
I mean, Fair.
WarioWare is getting a new game that's not only co-op, but has different characters that play differently, so that how you play the mini games is dependent upon the character, technically, as well as this is the most bonkers WarioWare game I've ever seen. I'm kind of like it.
Yeah. Kind of weird on that one.
Because I'm like, wait, it's co-op? And here's the thing with the characters. You pick a selection of characters that I think rotates. And just because you pick a character doesn't mean your co-op partner can't pick that character. So you can both pick the same characters. I was like, they
kind of cool.
Yeah, they went all out on this, and I'm like, holy shit. Cruise and Blast is coming to the Switch. It's a racing game that had a unicorn that I was like, oh, this looks kind of interesting. And then I saw a unicorn as one of the cars, and I'm like, the fuck is this? Wait, come back here. Why is there a unicorn here? Apparently this is an arcade game that's getting like a home release. Like, finally. Mario Party Superstars is doing... you remember that Mario Party game that did a collection of all the different minigames?
Yep.
What if that, but also now boards?
I mean... yes.
So essentially we're getting a collection of boards from at least Mario Party 1 and 2, because they picked up the Peach's map from 1 and then the space map from 2. And they're also doing a collection of minigames again. And it's all built on Super Mario Party. And they fixed the mistake of no online play at the start of when this game comes out, because this will have online play when it comes out.
Which is smart.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a Mario Party game to pick up, maybe just wait and pick this up. Because if there's any problems you have with the Super Mario Party, this probably fixes them.
And by probably, you mean it will.
Yeah. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is coming to the Switch. Yay! Moving on. They mentioned that Metroid Prime 4 is still in development, but until then, Metroid 5 was not only announced, but showcased extensively. And we officially, after 19 years of no new 2D Metroid game in 15 years since this game was originally rumored to exist, we have Metroid Dread. I really like Samus's suit in this. It looks really good.
Same.
But yeah, it's gonna be a standard. It's gonna be pretty much a Metroid game. It's from the people who did the 2 remake. I pretty much could tell that off the bat because it has the same melee counter system that the 2 remake had. But you can freely use the melee now. It's not only for counters. But yeah, it seems like they pretty much went, oh, people like our 2 remake? What if we did that on the Switch with like a bigger budget? Oh, people like SAX? What if that was a core mechanic of the game of you dealing with these big robots that will murder your face if they catch you?
Which I didn't think people really liked that part of Fusion.
Oh, I thought people liked like at least the feel of like, oh shit, thing gonna murder me. Because I thought it was only like little small segments that you dealt with SAX.
Yeah, it is, but I thought the people didn't really care for that as much.
Okay.
But maybe I was wrong.
But yeah, there will be like parts of the map that are being patrolled by these robots, and you're trying to like navigate around them to like get to other areas. And it seems like there is a thing to deal with them, and it's called like I think an Omega Blaster. Essentially, you supercharge your beam, you charge it up, and you fire it, and you shoot these things, and it kills them for good.
So you fire your lasers.
Pretty much. Pretty much, you're looking for the hyper beam in every area in order to like kill it, so you can freely explore the area. And I assume that's going to be like the loop. Is you get to a new area, you find a new robot that's in your way, because it seems like there's different colors of ones, because we've seen a white one, I think a green one, and I think there might have been a red one. There's different colors of these robots, so I'm assuming those represent different areas they're in.
I would assume so.
So you're pretty much going to go through an area, trying to get your items and stuff and get whatever you need. You find the thing to kill the robot, and then you do the charge sequence to kill it. There might be some twists and turns on that charge sequence, but at the end of the day, you're working your way to kill the robot in order to like, that's your big like progress to the next area besides like a boss. Because they didn't talk about bosses too much, but they did talk about, and I was reminded this on Twitter, you remember how no one likes Adam from Other M?
Yes.
You remember how the AI of Samus's ship is also called Adam in Fusion?
Mm-hmm.
They literally, in the treehouse for the first demo, when Samus got to like a data room to like talk to the AI, they had to literally stop the demo and go, okay, this Adam is just the AI on the ship. It's only there to tell you Lord bits. It's not there to tell you where to go or to tell you what you can and can't use. They had to stop dead in the tracks of this demo to go, no, this isn't that one asshole from Other M. We might be quietly disavowing Other M because of how much you people don't like it.
I mean, yeah, liked it.
Yeah. We also are getting to Amiibo for Metroid Dread. It is Samus in her new suit, and then the Emmy, which this might just be the first Emmy you fight. They didn't talk about what these Amiibo did, I don't believe.
I don't think I saw anything about it, but I could be wrong too, because I did watch it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, when I read here that apparently the Emmys were designed to extract DNA. Oh, that's why they're after Samus. They want her DNA for something, and they're going to violently remove it. Oh, joy. Because I thought one of them was like opening something in its eye to stab her before it cuts to black. So that makes sense.
And I got an idea why it wants her DNA.
Because she's technically got Metroid DNA in her.
Uh-huh.
Well, they do talk about how you are at the center of a planet this time and you're working your way back to your ship.
Which still makes me wonder how.
Well, apparently she lands on this planet, but I guess something happens and then she ends up at the bottom of the planet and then has to work her way back up. There seems to be more going on here than they are saying.
Mm-hmm.
And also, this comes out this year. Like, we're not waiting like 2 years on this. No, this comes out in October. Which, holy shit, Nintendo cranking out all the stuff coming out in the next like year or so. Like, I think I still have this bookmarked. Yes, I do. I think I'll throw this your way once we're done recapping this. Anything else on Metroid?
Besides the fact that it's weird, this is one of the few 2D Metroids that I'm like, I kind of am ready for it.
Yeah. let's see, Guardians is coming to the Switch, and so is all the Life is Strange stuff. And lastly, which started off, fucking Kazuya Mishima from Tekken is the next DLC fighter for Smash. Meaning we have one DLC fighter left now. They did not announce two. I was expecting two announcements, like 2 years ago. Also, I love that Kazuya's trailer is him yeeting people off a fucking cliff after he's murdered them to gain power. Because he does it to Ganondorf, then he does it to Captain Falcon, and then he does it to Marth as well. He does it to Min Min too, which is like the no, not Min Min. He tries to do it to Kirby, but Kirby just like floats away.
That's the
like,
funny one.
yeah, I just love that he's just like goodbye, and Kirby just floats up, just out of eyesight, being like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
I love the little touch they put of him looking over the cliff, like, wait, he didn't make a noise.
But yeah, he looks really good. It is probably going to be the most complicated Smash character because Tekken movesets are stupidly complicated. And he has a ton of moves.
But they're not, kind of deal.
Yeah. And we will get a better look at him in just 8 days, because on June 28th, they're doing their usual, like, Smash Direct Showcase thing. And I assume he will be out not too long after that, because usually they're out within, like, what? Like a week, maybe 2 of one of those streams?
I mean, who knows? They might shake it up and him release, like, during one of those streams and it crashed the eShop again.
I think they did that once. I forget who.
I think it was at an E3, though, that they did that.
Probably. But yeah, that was the Nintendo with the most stuff.
Because oddly enough, I think this is the first E3 since the Switch has been out that they haven't done something to cause the eShop to crash.
That's because Square Enix was busy crashing everyone's PlayStations.
Because I feel like that's been the recurring theme.
Yeah.
And was probably on everyone's bingo cards and never got filled in this year.
Yeah. But yeah, they also mentioned the new Mario Golf that comes out next week, and Monster Hunter Stories 2 as well. Both of those got demos. A bunch of the stuff they had at the Direct got showcased and the Treehouse event because they had 3 hours. Like, the only thing that got a repeat was Dread. And there's only one segment that didn't make it the broadcast, but they still did a segment for, and it was on the YouTube, and that was for No More Heroes 3. And I don't think they mentioned No More Heroes 3 on the Direct. No, they did not.
Alright, we're getting Sonic Colors Remaster.
Yeah. That was announced at the Sonic Direct, like, a few weeks ago.
Because how much I remembered that.
Yeah, honestly, it was the only thing to actually try to remember out of that. Was that Sonic Colors remaster. But what I liked in our Discord chat to Tommy was more or less the release calendar for the Switch. And yeah, there's a ton of shit coming out in the next, like, within this year. Because, like, this month, there's Legends of Mana, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2, Destroy All Humans, Fantastic Night Dreams Cotton reboot, the new Mario Golf, Sky, the Game Builder Garage comes out this month, and I think it's technically already out.
It is already out.
Yeah.
Because the demo is there and you can already buy it.
Yeah.
From the looks of it, that actually could wind up being next Mario Maker kind of deal.
I was about to say, I think people have already made Zelda and Mario games in that. Just full straight up Mario and Zelda games, so.
So, yeah. That one's got potential.
Uh-huh. But yeah, we got the Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, DC Superhero Girls, the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection, which is already out. Strange Brigade comes out this month. Worms Rumble comes out this month. That also got mentioned in the direct. That's the big battle royal. Well, technically it's more like team deathmatch Worms game. Alex Kidd, Disgaea 6. Next month, Neo World Ends With You, Crisis Tales, Silver Case 2425, Last Stop, Akiba Strip, The Great Eternity Chronicles, the Skyward Sword HD Remaster, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Samurai Warriors 5, Monster Knocks. And then August has The Falconeer, No More Heroes 3, the NIS Collections and Classics Volume 1, Shadowverse, King's Bounty 2, Foreclosed. September has Ni no Kuni 2, Diablo, WarriorWare, Hot Wheels, Sonic Colors, Life is Strange, Astro Ascending, The Binding of Isaac, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. October's got Dread, the Super Monkey Ball. I think it's like 1, 2. It's pretty much a Super Monkey Ball collection.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah. And will be very interesting to see how the speedrun community takes to that.
Yeah, because they've all been running on, like, what, the GameCube version forever?
It's been the older version. I can't remember if it's the GameCube version or if it's a different one.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see, too, if they turn that into, like, the next 601 kind of concept.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Mario Party Superstars also comes out in October. Guardians comes out in October. November has the Diamond and Pearl remakes, Just Dance, SMT5. December has Advance Wars 1+2. And then, like, stuff that's slated for this year, but it just doesn't have a date yet, is, like, what, Outer Wilds, Axiom Verge 2, the Turtles side-scrolling beat-em-up game, Shredder's Revenge, Vampire the Masquerade, Spelunky 2, Star Wars Hunters, Digimon Survive is apparently still slated for this year. I thought that was delayed till next year. That's the Tactics Digimon game with permadeaths, and I'm like, I hope this game comes out. But Life Strange Collection, the Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, the Fatal Frame, Danganronpa Collection, and then like next year is Arceus, Breath of the Wild 2, Sparks of Hope. Those are guaranteed. Did Splatoon 3 get a date or get a year?
I thought it did, actually.
I don't remember if it was next year or not. It might have been next year.
Might have been.
Yeah, so that's guaranteed next year. I think Triangle Strategy is also guaranteed for next year. I think. Because they got the demo out and stuff. Or they have a demo coming out soon for it, so that's probably next year. I don't know if Silksong is still solidified date-wise yet. I don't think they've solidified that one yet. I don't know about Rune Factory, and I don't know about 2 Point Campus. And, like, the only things on here that are, like, questionable for the next year are, like, Bayonetta 3, which Platinum has admitted that you should forget it that we announced Bayonetta 3 until we talk about it again. And then Prime 4, which is in development limbo. More or less.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah, because, like, the most we know is that... Because I'm trying to remember if the announcement even said who was working on the game before it transitioned to Retro Studios.
I don't remember.
Because I think we knew it was Namco Bandai. It was some internal team at Namco Bandai. And then Retro took over the project 2 years ago. But we don't know the state of the project since then. And we also don't know how much Retro had to work with, or how much they've been able to work on it, because by the way, pandemic happened within that 2 years. So who the fuck knows? Like, game development is a difficult and like just because Retro worked on like the other 3 Prime games does not mean they can crank this out in 2 years.
Sure,
Let's be honest. I don't know. I get weird when some people are just like, oh, why isn't this out yet? And I'm like, do you not understand that game development's hard and complicated?
Nah,
And
development's easy. It's just ones and zeros, right?
Like 2 years is not that long. Hell, 1 year is barely that long in terms of game development. And like 2 years is not that long. I wish I just had a list of like how long a bunch of different games were in development to be like, this is the scale of like how long a game can be in development versus when it comes, like give you a perfect idea of just like, this is how long it takes to make a game. Like legitimately, this is how long it takes to make a game. Very specific games to get, like, so people can go, okay, I should not expect this game until like 2 years from now. And I'm like, yeah. Please do. But yeah, that was pretty much E3. I kind of have to agree with a lot of people being like, yeah, Nintendo kind of came out with like the best show, and I think it's just because they had the stuff that I was the most interested in. Which doesn't surprise me, because going into E3, they were the ones I cared about the most. Because, like, the fuck is Microsoft going to show me that I'm going to actually attempt to get an Xbox for?
I mean, fair.
Like, what can they show me to make me care about an Xbox at this point? And the answer is, not a whole lot. The only thing they can do is make me care about possibly getting Game Pass one day, but even then, I'm an old fart and would rather just own the games outright. Like, I would love to play Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'd rather just go buy Yakuza Like the Dragon and play it, and then get Game Pass to play it. I don't know. Game Pass isn't for me. But yeah, like, Microsoft's not going to show me anything. Capcom could surprise me with something, but they didn't. Fucking Take-Two had one chance at surprising me, and they decided to swerve and do something completely different. Fucking Ubisoft's not showing me anything except for the one thing I was going to hope for, and then they did, and then I didn't care about anything else at their showcase. So, yeah, that was E3 this year. Which, someone I follow on Twitter was kind of disappointed that, like, there wasn't much at E3, but E3's been on the decline for, like, the last few years, hasn't it?
Kinda has.
Like, I wish I could remember, because I know I looked at attendance figures from, like, it was either 2 years ago or 3 years ago. It was the attendance figures of E3 versus, like, Gamescom and PAX and, like, TGS. And, like, they were significantly under all of those shows by, like, a mile. Because people were at the other shows more. And it's not like any of them are... And it's not like E3 isn't, like, exclusive. It's still public. You can still publicly go to E3. Well, like, pre-pandemic, you could go to E3. But I just feel like other shows have gained in prominence, like Gamescom, like Tokyo Game Show, like PAX, because people can go to other things and showcase their games when they're ready and not have to wait till E3 or hurry up and get something done for E3 in order to showcase it. Because E3 was the only game in town like 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, there wasn't a PAX 10 years ago. There wasn't really Gamescom 10 years ago. They're like TGS existed 10 years ago, I believe, but like not at the scale it is now, and not at the like accessibility that most people have to with it now. So, but yeah, like just that, and also because of Nintendo, everyone can do their own digital showcases, and it will get to the people that needs to get to. So, like, what do you? I'm honestly kind of glad E3 didn't happen last year, because oh boy, would they have lost so many people off the shit they were planning. Fucking Qtainment. I will never let that go. That is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard, to try to get people to a show, and it would have backfired so goddamn hard. And I honestly think it has, because the ESA also got hacked and everyone's credentials got leaked or got stolen. Or like all their information got stolen. Like if you signed up for E3 for like a press badge through the ESA got hacked last year. Which means somebody has all your personal information that you used to get those press badges. That's how they got I think the slideshow and stuff for like the Qtainment and all that. And it wasn't that hard to hack the ESA. So I think it's just a case of fucking ESA has lost a whole lot of people, lost a lot of like major people's like want to go to E3, and slowly just people are just like, yeah, no, we're gonna do our own thing, or we're gonna go to a different show that like is better. Because I think Gamescom is a better show for a lot of people, and I think Tokyo Game Show is also a better show for a lot of industry people. And the same with the PAXs, so wow. That's just me.
I mean, fair.
But anywho, any other thoughts on E3 this year?
No.
I came out of it with things I want to play, and that's all I asked for. So, you did your job, E3.
Oh, you asked for of them?
Yeah. You did your job. You showed me games I want to play. That's all you have to do to succeed in my book at this point. Anywho, tomorrow we are back with TGSR. We are back with Beast Wars. We are unfortunately ending on part 1 of 2 of a 2-parter. Because of course we are. One last time.
Sure, it's just one last time and not 2 more times.
It should be one last time. Unless I am forgetting about something with the second to last patch. I'm pretty sure it's one last time. But Thursday might end up being last time with Infinite Fusion. We'll see. If it crashes on me again, we'll just do some runs of Dicey Dungeons and call it a night, like I did this past week. Friday might be us doing the thing that's free on Epic right now.
Yep. I believe it will be Overcooked 2.
Yep.
I don't care to say it, since we both have it now.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing some fast cooking. And being really bad at it, I assume.
Oh, most definitely.
We are gonna hit a point where it's just gonna fall apart on us. It's just like, oh no.
Just a point? You've got more faith in us.
Well, it's gonna be the first time it happens, and then it will just cascade from there. But next Saturday will be Rampant Gaming with something. And then that brings us back around to the following Sunday, where it is the penultimate look at Beast Wars before we get to a finale. And then we do some movies, as we hope Shout Factory releases Ryuki soon, so we can do it. But anywho, if you like what you've seen, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Chipping away at that affiliate goal. Add TG Soon on Twitter. Gets you updates when we're live. Exclamation point Discord and chat. Gets a Discord link. Drop by. Say hi. See you tomorrow.